our zone of relaxation. Know that it's okay to be in this position as long as you need. You're letting the lower back slightly pull away from the floor. So if you notice you're tightening the core or squeezing the bum, can you relax the low back? Even if it's tight, see if there's any relief you can put into your feet. Let's slowly walk the feet together. We're going to keep the left foot on the ground, pull the right knee in towards your body. So that will flatten and lengthen the low back. Use the hands behind the back of the hamstring and let the calf fall onto the hands. So by keeping the left foot on the floor, you can gently push the foot into the ground and pull the right knee closer towards your body. And then see if you can relax in the position. So we're going to start to move into kind of a lengthening of the back of our body. Let's slowly lengthen the right leg up to the ceiling. Now you don't have to fully straighten the leg. Right now, if your hamstrings are super tight, which I'm sure most of ours are, have a slight bend in the knee. And then see if you can relax shoulders and face. You're only coming to an edge where you can still breathe comfortably. Keeping the hands in the back of the hamstring. Point the toes, and you'll notice the front of the shin stretch. And then flex the foot so the heel lifts up, and then there's going to be a little bit more to that range of motion in the back of our leg. All right, let's point the toe, and then flex the leg. And we'll do one more. Point the foot, and flex the foot. All right, let's keep the leg extended. Drop the fingertips down. And the foot's going to be flexed, the toe is coming towards your body or towards the shin. Keep anchoring the right hip down. See if you can lengthen the heel closer towards your ceiling. So instead of pushing the knee into the back of the knee, you're going to try to lift the foot up as you drop the hip down. That might give you a little bit more range. All right, let's point the toe and start to make small circles in the right direction, right or left direction, up to you. We're going to bring in some fluid into those hips so we can go deeper into those hips. So you're making these really nice gentle sweeps of the foot to the right. Try to move right from that bigger bone into the socket. And then as you come back to center, you're going to start to make those small circles to the left. And just imagine the big toe is kind of like a Sharpie, and you're making these kind of perfect circles on the ceiling. Slightly contracts the core, but lengthens the back of the body. All right, let's come back to center. Rebend the right knee. Let's pull the right knee out. Pull or interlock the hands below the knee, and see if you can drop the knee a little closer towards the floor. Now, it won't touch the floor, but you're going to be wider. So the knee towards the chest or the knee towards the armpit, and see if you can squeeze the thigh closer to you. All right, let's gently release. Drop the right foot down. Push into the right foot as you pull the left knee towards you. Hand behind the hamstring so you relax the calf on these interlocked knuckles, which can help relieve some tension into the hands. And as you push the right foot into the floor, see if you can extend through the low back, taking all the space out from underneath your back. Let's gently lengthen the left leg. So you're using the back of the hands to gently nudge the thigh closer towards you, not extending through the knee. Give the body some time to open up. And then relax. Relax the hip, the shoulders, the face. Good. We're just going to do a couple rounds of pointing the toe and really notice the stretch right from the toe through the center of the knee into the hip, and then flex the leg. You can even notice behind the back of the hands as you lift the heel a little higher. And then you'll point, and then you'll slowly flex. And let's do one more, pointing the toes and then flexing the toes. Good. Coming back. And let's point the toes as we start to make these small circles with our foot. Oh, no. What did I do? Let's drop the fingertips down. This is normal. Fucking forgot something. Right, Claire? Right. Okay, so pointing the toe, let's start to make those circles. So right from the leg, so the femur, start to make those small circles coming around. You notice the contraction through the core. Good. Creating some movement within the stretch. And then when you're back through center, start to move the opposite direction. And so what you're trying to do is really isolate the movement. So you might notice your body sway or the right knee move with you. Try to make it just about the left leg. Isolate the movement. Let's do one more sweep around. Good. Let's come back. And then rebend the left knee out towards the armpit. Interlock the hands below the knee or behind the hamstring. And see if you can melt in towards your body. And so keeping the left knee where it is, this time drop the fingertips beside the body. Pull the right knee up and in so it's wide. So you want to notice the knees almost wider than the hips. So use the forearms in between the legs and gently push the legs a little bit wider. So creating this hip opener. Lengthen through the low back. Slightly pull the knees a little closer to do so. And the feet are soft. You're using the arms in this active or this kind of passive stretch. Keep the legs where they are, drop the fingertips beside you. So we're gonna just roll to the right side, keeping the knees wide. You're gonna drop the right knee down and extend the right leg long, let the right leg hover. And then you're gonna retract the right knee in, roll back onto your back body. Start to roll to the left, so dropping that left leg down, keep the knees wide, straighten the left leg. Retract the left leg, and we'll do one more set. So bringing back towards that open knee position. Drop the right knee to the right, extend the right leg long. Good. Let's retract that back towards center, roll gently through the low back. Drop the left knee, and then straighten the left leg. All right, and then we'll come right back. Let's use the hands to draw the knees together. And a nice gentle sway back and forth through our low back and into our hips. Okay, let's take a moment to roll to the right side for that fetal position. Maybe hugging the knees a little closer together to lengthen through the back body. And notice the breath. If it's shifted or changed, can you come back to something kind of calming in and out? And when you're ready, we'll start in a wide-legged child's pose. So taking the knees mat-width distance apart or keeping the knees together, up to you. Allow the toes to touch and the hips to draw back. Remember, you don't have to drop all the way down into the forehead. Right? It might just feel just as good as being stacked up onto the elbows. If you're allowing the body to extend forward, the arms can be forward, but they're soft elbows. That's the key. You're soft through the face. And you're breathing in and out through the nose or the mouth. Stretch out the arms, tent the fingertips. Roll the shoulders back onto the spine. By driving the fingertips down, can you pull the heels a little closer towards the hips? Replant the hands, slowly come into a tabletop. But you're going to keep the knees wide. This one Lisa does, and it's amazing. We're going to slowly come forward, pop the hips forward and look forward. And then draw back to a child's pose with tented fingertips. Let's do that just a couple more times. So just trying to go as slow as you can through this wide tabletop into this hip opener, hip flexor opener. Good. And then draw back as you slowly round the spine to come into child's pose. Let's do that one more time. Slowly come forward, plant through the hands, pop the hips forward. Good. And then slowly take it back, tent the fingertips, tuck the pelvis in. Nice. Let's come back to tabletop this time, closing the knees a little closer together. You're going to tuck the toes. Couple of rounds of cat-cow. Take a deep breath in, drop the belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Just one more breath in, drop belly, open the chest. Exhale, round through the spine. Okay, let's come right into that downward dog. Keeping the knees bent, the feet wide. So remember, your downward dog doesn't have to be this position with the heels all the way down. Especially if we're tight in the back of the hamstrings or the hips, bending the knees and lifting the heels will feel really nice. And then we have this opportunity to lengthen through the back so that the weight is equal through the toes and in the hands. Roll the biceps away from the ears. Take a long breath in. And an even longer breath out. Good. Slowly bring the toes together. You're going to walk to the middle of your mat. Roll back into the heels. Roll forward onto tented fingertips. And come forward to the top of the mat. Breath in, half back. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Look up. Exhale, hands to the center line of the chest. Good. So let's start Tadasana. Let's keep the feet hip-width distance apart. That will give us a better sense of grounding into our feet. Draw the hands beside the body. Let me see if I need to step back. Yeah. Perfect. Okay. And allow the shoulders to root down. So just check this one, Claire, and then push. Okay. Closing the eyes. And if you did day one Tadasana, you might have noticed your body sway back and forth, side to side. And instead of gripping into holding still, kind of go with the flow, go with the movement. Because the body, as you close the eyes, is trying to find where its center of gravity is. You've taken one of its senses away. So it's asking the feet to do more work. It's asking the senses of the ears, of the balancing. So it's pretty cool. And then at a certain point, that swaying back and forth will become a little less. The knees will soften. The feet will push deeper into the ground. And once you've found that position where it's a bit more still, let's hold there. Let's bring the hands to the center line of the chest. So as you gently push against the palms, like you want to sandwich something together, elbows in line, just checking your alignment across. So with the thumbs pushing against the chest, take an inhale, look up towards the sky. Let's hold that kind of chest opener, soft knee, breath in. And breath out. Take an inhale, come forward with the eyes. Exhale, look down to the fingertips. Hold there for a breath. Let's do that one more time. Take an inhale, open the chest, so the shoulder blades pulling down the back as you open the throat and look to the ceiling. Next inhale, you look forward. Exhale, look down to the fingertips. So pull the shoulder blades apart, round through the upper neck, close the throat. Good. Let's look forward. Drop the arms beside the body. Take the hands behind the back, interlock the hands. So another version of Tadasana, which feels really nice in the chest and the lats by pulling them down. Using the hands, gently push the bum into the hands and the hands into the bum, softening the knees. And that's all you kind of have to do, allowing the breath to move in and move out. The weight of the hands and the slight contraction of hands to bum will start to pull and lengthen the upper back, and also slightly pull the chest open. Let's move the hands away from the bum as you take an inhale to look up. On the exhale, bend the knees, bring the hands to the bum, hinge forward, keeping the hands behind the back. Let the body hang forward into a forward fold, Uttanasana. Right, the hips are pushing into the hands, the knees are bent, so belly is attached to the thighs, head hangs heavy. Now this might be enough of a shoulder stretch for you. If you want to straighten the arms, you can straighten the arms. So my shoulders are in line with my elbows, in line with my wrists. I'm going to keep my soft legs and focus on the shoulders, maybe allowing them to draw up and back behind my head. You don't have to get here, right? This is not the range of motion for you. It doesn't feel good. You can always keep your hands back behind you. Gently push the sacrum into the hands, let the head hang heavy. Now you're in an inversion. Breath might get a little harder. Breathe in and out through the mouth or the nose. Stay calm. Let's push into the feet to bring the hands back if you brought them above the head. Drop the fingertips down. Slowly bring the toes together. Step the right leg back. Drop the right knee down. We'll start in this low lunge. So planting through the hands, let the left knee pull away from the ankle, so towards the toes, right? This is a really good range of motion. The knee comes in many different directions. Back foot unwinds, and letting that hip flexor open. Remember, if you're in a chair, that hip flexor is locked, closed all day. And it might feel nice to sway back and forth. If your hands are really tight, you might want to change the position of the hands so the fingertips change the body. It's up to you. We're just getting more and more used to this position. All right. If you brought the fingertips in the other direction, bring them forward. Push against the fingertips, tuck the back toe, pull the left knee on top of the heel. So now you're looking at 90 degrees in that front leg. Hands up onto the left thigh. Roll the shoulders onto the back. So think Tadasana body, shoulders stacked over hips. Slightly squeeze the bum so it is a more powerful position. Taking the hands behind the back. So similar to where we were standing, you're going to push the bum into the hands, drop the shoulders down. Now you can stay right here, eye line forward, or you can start to pull the hands away from the bum as you slightly look up towards the ceiling. So an active chest opener. We're asking the chest open by pulling the hands back, squeezing the shoulder blades together, push through the left foot, take a breath in, take a long breath out. Slowly look forward. Let's drop the fingertips down. So the right leg front has been opened. Let's step forward with the right foot. Step the left leg back. Keep the toes tucked as you pull the hips back into that right leg. So we open the front, now open the back of the right leg, flexing the toes, pushing into the heel. So it's not about locking the knee, it's extending the heel away from the hip as you find that extension in the hamstring. Let's gently come forward into that right foot. Let the fingertips come forward and float the left leg. So standing split is a forward fold. You let the head hang heavy. Don't worry about the left leg. Stretch through the right. Close the belly to thigh. Let the head hang heavy. Fingertips are there for you. Good. Let's bend the left knee. Drop the left foot. Take an inhale, half back, so weight forward slightly into the toes. Exhale and fold. Everyone's favorite. Let's drop the hips low. Sweep the fingertips in line with the shoulders. Ookatasana, powerful position. So we want to fire up those quads. We want to pull the belly in. Came right at ya. This is the best part of yoga. Turn the hands to face each other. Maybe sweep the arms up. Remember, don't borrow from those ribs. Keep pulling the hips back, sit a little bit lower. Take an inhale, come all the way to straight legs. Exhale, hands to the center line of the chest. Tadasana, feet wide. Roll the shoulders down and back, closing the eyes. So the cool thing about Tadasana, it can be this kind of meter from one pose to the other. Notice one leg to the other. To the breath. Okay, let's come into the other side. Toes together, heels slightly apart. Take that inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale, hinge, come down towards the floor. Inhale, half back. Exhale, fold, plant the hands. Step the left leg back. Drop the left knee down. And let the right knee glide forward. Only to where it feels good in your body, that range of motion. Now, if you have to back off, you have to tuck the toes, you need to fold your mat over to give you more cushioning. All those things are there for you. So just listen to your body. It's going to guide you to where you want to go. Let's take another long breath in. A nice sigh out. Let's tent the fingertips, tuck the back toe, pull the right knee over the right heel, come up onto the right thigh, start to squeeze the glutes. So there is a lift of the belly up. I think Tadasana, stacking the bones, push into the front leg. Good. And sweep the hands behind the back of the body. Push the bum into the hands, hands into the bum. So we bring this kind of contraction of the shoulder blades together and down. Now this might feel awesome, right? Or if there's any shoulder issues, bring the hands onto the thigh. If you're coming deeper into that kind of open back bend, let's keep the low back long, open through the chest instead as you pull the hands away from you. Open the throat, find the breath. Bring it back together. Drop the fingertips down. Step the left foot forward. Step the right leg back. And start to pull the hips back as you come into that half split or hamstring stretch. Now you can bring the hands, fingertips closer. You can, if you're ready for that opening, you might drop the hip towards the heel. But always be aware of how deep you want to take that stretch. You can spread the toes wide, scrub the right heel down. And slowly start to unwind. To plant through the left foot, fingertips forward, float the right leg up, standing split. And think of it more as a hamstring stretch. So don't force it. Soften the left knee as much as you need. Let the head hang heavy. Good. Slowly bring the right knee in to drop the right foot down. Take an inhale, half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep all the way up, look up. Exhale, hands to the center line of the chest. Let's come back to our standing position, Tadasana, rolling the shoulders down and back, closing the eyes, and notice, maybe it's just immediate, that we're right in our standing posture. We've opened up the legs. We feel grounded and stronger and taller. Let's slowly start to move this to the ground, coming into a seated position. We'll start that seated position wide. I just need that computer back a little bit, Claire, thanks. Thank you. Or just tilt the video. Yeah, there we are. Okay, so taking your feet wide, we're just gonna start with our eyes again closed. It's not comfortable to close the eyes. Focus on something unmoving in your space and resting the hands onto the thighs. Don't worry about activating the legs. You're resting the body in to the floor and to the ground. Try to slow the heart rate back down. So standing poses, we're away from the ground, more into the air position. Whereas when we come to the earth with our body, with our hips, it's grounding. Let that kind of flow through you. And a really nice posture to open up the hips. Allowing the lower back to relax, the shoulders to relax, the lats to sit onto the spine. Let's slowly close up the legs into a seated position that's comfortable for your body. Dropping the right fingertips down, lifting the left arm up. Take an exhale, come up and over into that side body stretch. Really drop that left hip down. And if you want to, kind of rotate the chest up and down. Don't worry about the alignment. Just going to search for any positions that feel okay within your body. Next time you're through center, hold center, breath in. On the exhale, slowly come all the way back up. And let's drop the left to reach up with the right, up and over, to find the whole right side of the body opening. Dropping the right hip. Now stay in that position, or you can start to make those small kind of rotations with the chest. Next time you're in center, take that exhale to come all the way back to center, dropping the hands down. Bringing the left hand to the heart, right hand on top. Come to our final, can't believe that's the time. Just flies by. But let's come on to our back, kind of where we started. Allowing the knees to touch, the arms to come out wide. Adjust the pelvis. Allowing the eyes to soften or closed. Now stay right here, because this feels awesome. Or Supta Baddha Konasana, that reclined cobbler's position, allowing the knees to open and the hips to open. And wherever you are, kind of just drop into this space, knowing that there is other people practicing with you, and even though it's virtual, We know that people have showed up for this time to be in this space, to drop into their breath. And so kind of collectively send that out to everyone that has joined and everyone that will join later. Let's give our body a solid minute. If you need to come right into Shavasana, do that. Try to find stillness with body, maybe not mind, maybe not breath, but at least body can be still. Bring our left hand onto our heart, right hand on top. Take your time as you roll back into that fetal position. And then coming up to seated, so we can end that practice together. Allowing the head to bow gently. I'm honored for each and every one of you, and I miss you dearly in real life. Claire and I are always here for you. If you have any questions or needs or anything, we are here for you. So from my heart to your heart, namaste.
Namaste. That was so lovely.
So nice, people. If you have any questions, let me know. Hopefully that helped. Yeah. That was awesome. I miss doing that.
Thank you.
I miss doing that. Yes. See you. If you got to run, you got to run. And because I did go a little late, as I always do. Yikes. But thank you very much for showing up. And we will have this posted later. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, virtually.